guys, welcome back to my channel. I seriously cannot believe that I'm filming this video today. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which we're gonna stop right this second, because if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you definitely should. I'll wait a second. I'll give you a moment. Go ahead and follow me. Okay, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you know that last Saturday was a very, very, very special day for me. Bryan and I, which if you guys do not know, Bryan is my boyfriend, or now shall I say my fiance, because we got engaged. I seriously am like still trying to take everything in. It has been a very long week, and I honestly could not be more grateful for Bryan, for my family, my friends, everyone who, you know, took the time to come and enjoy this beautiful day with me. It honestly was like the most special proposal ever, and I could not get enough of like thinking about it. So like I said, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, then you don't know. I posted it here on YouTube community, but Instagram was where I was like living the entire day. I, funny enough, was going to vlog the day of, you know, the proposal, and I didn't. I ended up, you know, wanting to take a smaller bag with me, and I was like, let me not do it because I don't want to carry the bag if we end up somewhere. We were supposed to hang out with one of my best friends and her husband later that night, so I was like, oh, if we go into the night, if we don't come back home, I don't want to carry the camera the whole time, so I'm not gonna vlog. So jumping straight into the story, and then I'll show you guys the ring and everything. Bryan had told me during the week that he wanted to go to Central Park because the weather was gonna be really nice. He wanted to go to lunch and he wanted to go to Central Park. And him and I always go to Central Park, like often during the summer. We just like to go and take walks, and so it was nothing like out of the ordinary for us. So I was like, all right, you want to go to Central Park, we'll do it. During the week though, I had been like thinking of other things to do, so I was like, babe, why don't we go take a walk on the Brooklyn Bridge? And he was like, no. I said, babe, why don't we go to like the Vessel, you know, those weird stairs that are here in the city now? And he was like, no. So after a while, I was kind of like, what the heck is going on? Like, why doesn't he want to go anywhere else? But honestly, like, I didn't think too much of it. Like, I thought that for like a split second, and then se me fue. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. So that being said, since that was the plan, I took my time getting up. He told me that our lunch reservation was for 3 o'clock, so I took my time. I woke up at like 9, laid around in bed a little bit, and then by 11 I got up, did my hair, like washed my hair, which ended up taking me an hour. I took an hour to wash my hair. My hair was pretty tangled, so I had to detangle it. And like I said, I just took my time. I got out the shower, I came out, I laid on the couch, I ate some fruit. Like, I took my time. The entire time of this, he's like rushing me. He's like, babe, we gotta get ready. Like, I don't want to not have time to walk through the park. I don't want to be rushing. And I'm like, relax. Like, it's Central Park. Like, it's not like we're gonna see anything we haven't seen. Completely oblivious. I'm just like, you know, whatever. So with all of that going on, there was like a bunch of movement in my house, and I wasn't paying any mind to anything. And around 1 o'clock, 1:30 or so, we finally leave and we go and we start our walk in Central Park. So we're walking, strolling, talking, laughing, and blah, blah, blah. And the longer we walked, the hungrier I got. So I started being super annoying and being like, babe, I'm hungry. I don't want to walk anymore. Let's just go ahead and get to this restaurant. Where are we going? He did not want to tell me where we were going. And I'm like, babe, seriously? Like, come on, like, whatever. And he's like, we're almost there. Like, we just gotta go this way. And so he's like doing all these turns, all these vueltas. And I'm like, oh, can we just eat, please? So we're walking and we start getting close to this place. It's like wooden, and there's like benches inside, and you know, basically Bryan and I spent our first date there. Back on our first date, it was like the middle of November, and we went to lunch, and after that, like, we decided to take a walk through Central Park, which is crazy because it was freezing. We stopped there and we sat there and we talked, and we just talked and talked and talked. After that, we went to Hunter College, which is where Bryan was attending school, and we sat in the library and laughed at jokes. We were like looking up jokes on our phone. So as we're walking by, Bryan's like, oh babe, like, you know, do you remember that, whatever? And I look and I'm like, oh my god, like, we haven't really been back here, like, that's where we had our first date, whatever. Do you remember it was freezing, blah 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 blah. Like, bullshit talk. As we're walking, we're getting closer and closer. Bryan's like, let's go up there. And I was like, no, like, I'm hungry. And he was like, babe, let's just go up, you know, let's see it. We haven't been here in a while. And there were like a ton of people up there, by the way. And so I was like, you know what, whatever, like, let's just go, let's check it out. We'll go for a few minutes and then we'll go eat because your girl was starving. So we're walking upstairs, and I'm again thinking nothing of anything. And I go and, like, there's a seat available. We go and we sit there, and Bryan tells me that this is where we sat on the day, you know, of our first date. And I was like, no. That it was that bench. It wasn't this bench, it was that bench. And he's like, no, it was this bench. And we had like this little back and forth for a quick second. And then I noticed that he took a really deep breath. Like, he was just like, and I was kind of like, what the heck? Like, why did you just breathe so hard? Like, I know we walked a lot, but, you know, no es pa tanto. And honestly, after that moment, it completely, like, my brain just went dark. I do not remember anything. The only thing I remember is after Bryan said a few things, he got up and he went over to someone who was standing, like, with their back facing towards us, and it ended up being a coworker of his who had the ring. He gave it to Bryan. The guy turned around and started taking pictures. He had a camera, and it was so funny because the other thing that I remember is there was this lady who was going to say something to us, like, I guess as we were sitting down, and she saw when he went to one knee, when he went down on one knee, and she was like, oh my god, I have to take pictures. And so she pulled out her phone and she took this photo, which you guys see right here, pure surprise and joy on my face. And he proposed, and he asked me will I marry him, and I said yes, of course. And right after he put the ring on my finger, I gave him a kiss and a hug, and all of my family and my friends ran out from behind a rock. It was so surreal and so insane, and I honestly, I didn't know what to think in that moment. Like, that to me was so beautiful. It meant so much to me to have everyone there, and it was beautiful. We did a toast. There was a bottle of champagne. We did a toast, and then after that we went to lunch, and then we went to the bar where your girl got super excited, to say the least. And so it was so amazing and so surreal, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any questions, and so let's just go ahead and answer all of those. So a question that I got a lot was, did you know? And now looking back at it, like, there were certain things here and there that made it look a little obvious, or I guess were obvious, but overall, no, I did not know. It was a pure surprise, and it was amazing. Someone asked, when did you know he was the one? Questions like these are, like, hard for me to answer all the time, but I guess the main thing that I can say is, like, when I see my family with him, like, I know that I love him, right? And I know why I love him, but when I see his relationship with my parents, or with my brother, or with my cousins, or whatever, and just see how they can just fall so in sync, and I don't need to be there to, you know, make it not awkward or anything, like, that to me showed that he was the one, like, when he can just fit right in, you know? So that, I guess, was the main way that I knew. Next question is, did you talk about getting married anytime before he actually proposed? So yes, we did talk about getting married. We knew that we both wanted it, and so I knew that he wanted it. So it was just a matter of just like when we felt like we were ready, and of course when he felt like he was ready. Where do you see yourself together in 5 to 7 years, and what are your goals for the future? 5 to 7 years, I hopefully want to own a home, obviously with him, and we'll have our own home together. More successful with this YouTube thing, so that being my main focus, and that's pretty much the goal for the future, to own a home, to be doing really well with my YouTube thing, and to have a family. How do you trust someone with your emotions, and what have you learned from each other? To trust someone with your emotions obviously takes a whole lot. You don't want to just give yourself to someone only to be disappointed or left unhappy or anything like that. So taking it slow in the beginning, if you have the opportunity to just be friends in the beginning, then I think that's always a great idea, because then you can get a better idea of whether or not you actually enjoy the person. Taking it as slow as you can, but at the same time not too slow to the point where you're not giving any of yourself. Of course, there's a difference between giving all of yourself and giving any part of yourself. You should be slowly revealing who you are, as should they. So just, you know, taking your time with it and trying to not rush for the title or rush for those big moments, because they'll come. You know, you want to get to know the person, you want to enjoy the person, you want to laugh. Like, if the person can make you laugh, then that's a great sign. What do we learn from each other? Bryan is probably the most like easygoing person, and I'm totally not. Like, I tend to hold on to things sometimes, and tend to, you know, let things get me upset, whereas he's very like chill and laid back, and totally the opposite of me in that sense. So I've learned to try and be more understanding and accepting of certain situations, and realize that not everything is personal, or even if it is, I don't have to let it bother me that much. So that's one main thing that I've learned from him. How long have we been together? So Bryan and I in January will make 6 years together. God, did you know he was the one? What else? Did you have any idea that the proposal was coming? Again, I answer that. Yes, it was a complete surprise. What style do you want your dress to be? I honestly have no idea. The thought of planning a wedding just alone gives me so much anxiety. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do a wedding series or something like that, or bring you guys along. I'm obviously gonna bring you guys along, but do you guys want like wedding themed videos? Let me know down below, or give this video a thumbs up if you want wedding themed videos. Someone asked, do you want the big deal or small intimate ceremony? Honestly, I still don't know. I have a big family. Bryan has a big family too, but a lot of his family's in Brazil, and you know, we have a lot of friends here, so it's probably gonna be like at least a medium sized wedding, because we just, again, my entire family, whoever comes from Brazil, and our friends. So honestly, I still go back and forth about that one. How did your family find out you're engaged? Most of them were there. Like, my parents were there, my grandma, my aunt, my god sister. And then mainly everyone found out like through Instagram as I posted the picture, or you know, I texted a few people afterwards. So I know you guys have all been waiting to, of course, see the ring. So here is my ring. It is so beautiful. Honestly, like, I had given Bryan the link to my Pinterest forever ago, and he followed it and he got me exactly what I wanted. I love simple jewelry. I like, my rings are simple, like simple, nothing too dramatic. This is probably as dramatic as I get, along with hoop earrings, because I love small, dainty jewelry, and so this is absolutely perfect. I love it so much, and yeah, that's pretty much that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you have any questions or suggestions or any videos you want to see next, do not forget to leave them down below, along with giving this video a big thumbs up hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's that. Alright? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.